Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about our boy Chuma Okeke. If you guys didn't know, he signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and yesterday this news broke, probably like 8, 9 p.m. As you guys know, if you didn't, I work for USA Today Sports, hoopshype.com, as a multimedia journalist. I cover the Heat, just the basketball in general. I mainly, do pre-draft coverage, I scout, all that, but go to Heat games and other events. And last night, obviously, we usually make these when the news breaks, but couldn't do it because I had to see John Moran hit a buzzer beater. But this is the number one scoring team in the league. They're 11th in points per game. First offensive rating, 8th in defensive rating, 2nd in net rating, and they were expected to only win 59 games. And at this point, they've won 61. Now, the current lineup is Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill, Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, Craig Porter Jr., Max Strus, Jalen Tyson, Tristan Thompson, DeAndre Hunter, Javonte Green, Luke Travers, Amani Bates, and Naquan Tomlin. Ty Jerome still out with a knee thing, and Dean Wade was out the other game with an illness. And bringing in our boy Chuma Okeke, who, if you guys haven't been following along, he was drafted out of Auburn, blew his knee out right before he got drafted. Didn't sign a contract immediately. Actually spent a gap year rehabbing in the G-League and then signed his deal. So he technically was in the league 5 years before hitting free agency, and then free agency because it was weird with everything that had played out the last few seasons in Orlando. He didn't really catch on the team, and he had spent it with the Westchester Knicks, and then basically was playing with the Knicks a little bit, and then played with the Sixers, and is now here with the Cavs looking to be on their playoff squad. And they've officially agreed to a deal last night, according to Shams Charania, filling their open and final roster spot as they enter the playoff stretch. Once a promising 3-and-D wing drafted 16th overall in the 2019 draft, Chuma Okeke has had an uneven NBA journey that's been marred by injuries and inconsistent playing time. In the 2024-25 G-League campaign, he's actually been quite solid. In 46 games, he's averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Obviously, a far cry from what he was expected to do. But his points per possession, 1.32, and his efficiency rating being in the 90th percentile of the G-League is pretty impressive. Another thing is that he was a pick-and-roll ball handler in the G-League, and again, 84th percentile in those pick and roll ball handling, and then in transition, his points per possession was 1.2 in the 80th percentile. Again, this guy who not only just dominating the G League like he should be for a player, as he's looking like a guy who's willing to move without the ball as a floor spacer. And earlier this season, as I said, we saw limited action with the Sixers in 7 games. He averaged 7.6 rebounds in 24 minutes, shot 54% from the field, 45% from three. A small but encouraging sample size that suggests that he's matured since his earlier stint in Orlando compared to his previous seasons with the Magic, where he shot 35% from the field and 28% from three. We can clearly see there's been some growth. And what you're expecting, obviously we're not going to see him playing or anything, but he's a plug-and-play wing that, despite the lack of elite athleticism, especially following a major knee injury before his NBA debut, Chuma Okeke remains still a savvy glue guy. He rarely forces the issue on offense, keeps the ball moving, operates best within team structured systems, and his three-point shot and defensive potential is rooted in his basketball IQ and his instincts rather than isolation creating and playmaking ability. And I think in Winchester, he showed that he can be a consistent defensive impact player and also be able to switch on to some guards and ball handlers, especially in late shot clock scenarios. I think he's not going to be a box score player that's going to stuff it, nor will he be a superstar. But in Cleveland, if he does play, his role will likely mirror that of a low-usage, high-IQ rotational forward who'll provide spacing, rebound, and defensive activity. His career average of 6.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.5 assists, he offers dependable versatility for a Cavs team that just needed some quality to fill out the back end of the roster. And the Cavs have lacked wing depth throughout the season, especially after injuries limited production from key players. And I think having a Chuma Okeke who can play the 3, the 4, and defend 1 through 4, hit the open shots, will make you a natural complement to ball dominant guards like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, and still fit alongside Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And this is a team that, with Cleveland's defense, which ranks among the best, which is going to benefit Chuma Okeke's team-oriented principles. These guys average like a steal a game. Cleveland's going to continue to ride their elite execution in half-court settings and just rely on the team they have. And if they have to break the glass, Chuma Okeke is probably going to be there to provide value. And Chuma Okeke is still on his journey back to being considered an NBA player. And if this all goes, it's a low-risk sign that maybe works out well. And I think what you see right here is you're not really risking much by doing this. It's maybe in their best interest to do it because you don't know what would be the alternate option if they didn't bring him. Well, who else would they go? They're clearly not turning one of their two ways into a guy because they probably don't believe said guy is going to be able to help them win. So if that's how you feel, then I completely understand the thought process of why would we invest in something that we don't think is going to be beneficial to the culture. But and that means like converting Luke Travers. But honestly, I think it more so is that you don't convert those guys until you know it's not worth it anymore. And that's where I've always thought, like, if I was a team like the Cavs and I liked Luke Travers, you'd wait till next year till you force the issue and he tells you, yeah, like, if you guys don't resign me, I'm gonna leave. And then you're like, okay, I get it, you're serious. But besides that, I think that's all I had to say. Let me know your thoughts. Ciao. Unless we're like, what, we'll do one more minute because then we'll get to 8 minutes. And like, I just feel like at that point, if we're at 8 minutes, it makes the most sense than to go ahead and just dip out, not at the 8-minute marker. But yeah, the Cavaliers, definitely an interesting squad, what they've been able to do. I'm trying to think, who did they Cavaliers cut two-way? Who's the guy they cut the two-way for originally? JT Thor. I knew who it was. J Thor. Because I was trying to remember right now, because I need to pull I'm going to pull JT Thor's jersey off of himself and put it onto Chuma Okeke. And that's how you make thumbnails, ladies and gentlemen. I could teach people how to make thumbnails, but what's the point? Or like jersey swaps. Actually, I'm pretty good at them. I'm always impressed at like my jersey swaps sometimes, just because we've gotten so good at them over the years. And I'm just milking this at this point because I want to get to the 18 or the 8-minute marker. So I do apologize for that. It's a bit disingenuous. I'm done. Goodbye. I just know the ads are going to be better now, so you can hate me.